We are ranking the 10 single malt scotches that set the gold standard. The elite S-tier bottles that go beyond great taste to deliver a true moment of silence. These are not just pricey trophies or cult favorites. Each one stuns at its price, whether you crave vibrant fruit, smoky brutality, or sherry-soaked luxury. Which whiskey earned the rarest praise? Let us begin with number 10. Bunnahabhain, 12-year-old, stands as the integrity king of daily Scotch. Bottled at 46.3%, not chill-filtered, and with its natural color untouched, it sets the benchmark for honest specs. This unpeated Islay delivers a mouthful of salted caramel and dried fruit, all wrapped in a thick, oily texture that coats the palate. It is not just about numbers. This bottle routinely knocks out competitors twice its price in blind tastings. For around $60, you get a whiskey that feels richer and more substantial than many so-called luxury malts. The value here is not hype, it is built into every sip. Arran 10-year-old is a masterclass in freshness. Bottled at 46%, with natural color and no chill filtration, it delivers a nose that bursts with lemon zest, vanilla, and ripe orchard fruit. Each sip is clean and vibrant, with flavors that dance between crisp apple, honeyed malt, and a gentle spice. This is the whiskey that proves age is not everything. Clarity and purity can stop you in your tracks, just as surely as deep sherry or peat. For about $70, it stands out as a flawless daily dram, earning gold at international competitions and the respect of modern enthusiasts. Clynelish 14-year-old is the whiskey that texture nerds chase. Pour a dram, and you will notice the mouthfeel first. Thick, almost like melted candle wax, with a honeyed coating that lingers long after the swallow. Highland in name, but unlike any other, its signature waxiness has inspired endless debate. The legend goes that distillers once left a stubborn layer of residue, fatty acids, and esters in the spirit receivers, and that so-called black gunk is what gives Clynelish its famous body. Whether the science holds up or not, the result is unmistakable, a tactile, oily richness that stands out in a world obsessed with flavor alone. Bottled at 46%, it is the gold standard for those who care as much about how whiskey feels as how it tastes. Laphroaig 10. Cask strength doesn't whisper. At nearly 58%, it shouts from the glass. This is Islay at its rawest. No chill filtration, no added color, just a tidal wave of peat, brine, and that unmistakable medicinal iodine. Pour a dram, and the aroma alone feels like a punch in the face from a mermaid, sea spray, hospital bandages, and burning driftwood. Sipped straight, it delivers the kind of undiluted power that transports you to a warehouse on the Atlantic coast. For those who dare, a splash of water tames the fire and reveals layers of smoked seaweed and sweet malt beneath the storm. Ardbeg Corryvreckan does not just bring peat, it whirls you into a storm of flavor. Bottled at 57.1%, not chill-filtered, and left at its natural color, this Islay without an age statement is proof that complexity does not come with a number on the label. The first sip hits with a blast of cracked black pepper, then smoke rolls in, thick and swirling, like a steak seared over a bonfire. Just when you think it is finished, an espresso dark bitterness lingers, growing richer with every breath. The finish evolves in waves, pepper giving way to charcoal, then fading into a deep, almost oily coffee note. Corryvreckan has racked up awards for its intensity, but what sets it apart is that every sip feels like a new discovery, layer after layer, never predictable. It is a violent, beautiful dram that proves power and nuance can exist side by side. Lagavulin 16-year-old is the paradox at the heart of Islay. It is bottled at 43%, chill-filtered and colored with E150A caramel. On paper, a purist's nightmare. Yet none of that matters once you taste it. 16 years in ex-bourbon and sherry casks have woven peat smoke and dried fruit into a single, seamless thread. The first sip is all campfire and sea spray. Then the sherry sweetness rises, mellowing the smoke into something round and almost chewy. Every glass is a lesson in balance. Nothing sticks out. Nothing shouts. For decades, this has been the whiskey that defines what smoky Scotch can be. Awards pile up year after year, but its real power is emotional. It is the bottle that makes even skeptics pause, proof that perfection sometimes breaks its own rules. Glenallachie. 15-year-old is where dessert whiskey reaches its apex. Master blender Billy Walker does not just select casks, he orchestrates them, building layers of flavor with the precision of an architect. The result pours at 48%, rich and deep, unafraid to show off its sherry-soaked pedigree. On the nose, it is pure indulgence, dark chocolate, heather honey, and a wall of dried figs. The palate is even denser, chewy, almost sticky, like a slice of Christmas cake left to soak in syrup. Every sip sticks to the tongue, lingering with waves of spice and fruit. This is not accidental. Walker's obsession with matching the right European oak casks to the spirit has earned Glenallachie top honors at recent competitions, and the 15 is the proof. It is the kind of whiskey that silences a room, not with brute force, but with sheer, decadent complexity. For sherry lovers, this is the gold standard before the leap to luxury. Glengoyne, 25-year-old, is where patience and restraint reach their peak. For a quarter of a century, this whiskey rests in hand-selected European oak sherry casks, slowly trading harsh spirit for richness and depth. The result is a liquid that pours deep copper, offering waves of dried fruit, burnt orange peel, and a dense, nutty sweetness. At 48% alcohol by volume, there is no bite, just a gentle warmth that spreads across the palate. The tannins from the oak have softened over decades, smoothing out any rough edges and leaving a finish that seems to stretch on forever. Each sip unfurls with layer after layer: dark chocolate, roasted hazelnuts, hints of spice, and a lingering, almost syrupy sherry note. There is no burn, no bitterness, just a slow fade into silence. This is the gold standard for sherry cask maturation, a whiskey that justifies its $400 price tag by offering an experience that feels endless. For those who crave luxury, Glengoyne 25 delivers it in every drop. Springbank. 10-year-old sits in a category all its own, handmade, scarce, and fiercely guarded by those who know what real craft tastes like. Every drop starts with barley malted by hand on the distillery's own floor, a practice almost extinct in Scotland. The spirit then takes a winding path through a 2.5 times distillation process, a technical oddity where some of the run is redistilled and some is not, creating layers of texture and complexity that cannot be faked. Old-school worm tub condensers, another relic, cool the vapor in copper coils submerged in cold water, locking in heavy, oily compounds that modern systems polish away. The result is a whiskey that smells of engine rooms and damp earth, but tastes like salted toffee, overripe fruit, and a whiff of coastal brine. At 46% alcohol by volume, non-chill filtered and natural in color, it pours with a hazy richness and a mouthfeel that clings like oil paint. Bottles are rationed, and secondary prices can triple retail as collectors and drinkers chase the funk that only Springbank delivers. This is not a whiskey you stumble on by accident. It is a cult classic, the kind of bottle that forces you to slow down and pay attention. Every sip is a reminder that true complexity is not about age or price. It is about tradition, patience, and the stubborn refusal to do things the easy way. Bruichladdich Black Art is the bottle that turns analysis into silence. No age statement, no recipe, only the head distiller's secret stash, assembled in total secrecy, edition after edition, each one different, all unpeated Islay, always bottled at natural strength between 49 and 51%. The legacy of Jim McEwen, who revived Bruichladdich in 2001, lives in every drop. Pour a glass, and the aroma alone is a puzzle. Tropical fruit, old leather, dark honey, dried fig, and something almost like ancient cognac. The palate is velvet, layers of sweet oak, ripe mango, roasted nuts, and a finish that just keeps unfolding. There is no burn, no bite, only a hush as the flavors keep evolving long after the swallow. This is the whiskey that makes even experts stop talking. For all the specs and awards in the world, Black Art proves that true magic cannot be measured. Across all 10 S-tier scotches, one truth stands out. True greatness in whiskey is not about prestige or price, but about character, texture, integrity, and unforgettable depth. Each bottle proves complexity still reigns in a world chasing trends. The best Scotch stops time. Which one does it for you?